I'm going to give something completely different a try. Dixon Deli. I'm near Copeg. It's on Dixon Avenue. I've never heard of the place. I'm not too familiar with that area, but I'm almost in Seaford, and I have till 8 p.m. to pick it up. Let's see what we get from the Dixon Deli in Copeg. At the end of the video, I will explain why I gave this place a try. I pulled up, I was on the border. Should I go in? I know what type of place it is. It's on the borderline of, a more depressed, poor area. However, right down the street, many times I've delivered small catering orders to medical buildings. And right across the street from the medical building they're still building them. All new, like upscale, small living, like cooperatives. And they're all modern and beautiful, and they're still working on it. So it's right on the borderline. I walked in, I knew I didn't belong. People got nervous when I walked in the store. That's okay. The woman greeted me. She was like this. She called someone over. The man came out. I said, I'm here for, he just walked up to me and he was like, He served me and never said a word. I don't think 90% of the people in the store spoke English. So I went, I used my phone. I said, too good to go. And he went like this, went to the counter on the side so he can look at the phone. And he was like, show me. I showed him. He pressed the button. He swiped. And I said, thank you. He went. And then he prepared the bag. Now, I saw what he gave me, but I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to heat it up and prepare it. And, so I can show you what I did with it. And I didn't want to, it's an old pizzeria that is now a Spanish place. It's on the borderline. However, this man was aces. This man served me without saying a word, treated me with respect, knew he was deciding, he was like going like this and looking at me like, what am I going to give her? What am I going to give her? I was like, I hope he don't give me like the weird stuff that I'm not into. He gave me everything that I can use and enjoy, and he did a great job and never said a word to me. And when I left, I was like, thank you very much. And he was like, I didn't want to be snobby. If it was really filthy, I wouldn't have gone in. But now, at the end of the video, I'll share a story with you why I gave this place a try.
Let's get to it. I'm going to show you what he gave me. Show you understand when you see what type of food it is. He's so sweet. With the napkins and the forks in there.
This is beef. Now, I love this beef. At the end of the video, I'll explain why. It's old school with the sauce and potato salad. Okay. It's a different kind of cuisine, but he gave me, he really put a lot of thought into it. I said nothing, and he gave me what he felt I would enjoy. This guy was aces. Meatballs, chicken wings, and rice. I'm so happy he didn't give me beans, He had a lot of beans. This guy was aces. He did good. Many times your eyes are bigger than your stomach. I'm heating up the beef and the rice. Frank's hot sauce. I'm so happy I bought this. It's the original blends. I have Marie's blue cheese. I took the hot sauce. These are very plain wings. So I'm going to let them marinate and tomorrow cook them up. And I like a well done wing. I'm not going to let this go to waste. This is really good food. It's just that it's a different cuisine. And this man was so smart. He knew not to give me that. He knew not to give me that. He knew it. And he served me without saying a word. great customer service. The meatballs, I stopped at Uncle Giuseppe's and I bought the blue cheese, and I have a little salad and whatever leftover stuff I have, red onion, whatever, croutons, a tomato. I'm going to make a meatball parmesan. I have some mozzarella in there and a little bit of Uncle Giuseppe's fried Diablo sauce. Slice these in half, make a little meatball parm and a little salad one night. Tomorrow I'll eat these. This was different. I wanted to do something different. The potato salad's delicious. It was, you know, it's an old place. I already took a taste before I heated it up. Make sure that it was beef. It is. I love this stuff. I love it. But I don't go into those type of stores often because I have a problem with communicating. And now I'll share that story with you. I heated up the rice. Oh my God. Oh, you know, I'll take a bite in front of you. You can't be a wuss. It's gonna be hot. They stew this beef so long when they do have it available. It is delicious. I don't know what it's called. It's beef. So good. It's so good. It is absolutely delicious. I had to take a few more bites before I speak. At the start of the pandemic, that's my formed opinion, I was doing Uber, and around town at that time, this place opened up right down the street in my town. I live in a very mixed community. There's $1 million home down the street. There are people that own homes for 400, 500, 600, 700,000. You got people like me, and then you got the poor, all in one little village. It's like New York City. So I'm picking up food. I'm like, oh my God. And the place is immaculate. These people knew how to prepare, knew how to display, and knew how to make the sales. They did. They knew how to prepare their food. It was good. So I went in and I got this beef one time with rice. I said, double beef over rice. That's it. It's delicious. Another month or so go by. I went in. You know, I was pointing because, again, a type of place that they didn't speak English. You know, I said, you know, por favor, you know, gracias, de nada, you know, stuff like that. So I walked in another time, a couple of months later, and I was like, oh, I was looking, and they were very upset that they didn't have what I wanted. This kind of food, this kind of beef, they stew it for hours in a big pot. All the flavors come out. Makes it so tender. It is delicious. They didn't have it, and they didn't want to lose the sale. They did not want me to walk out of that store without buying something. I knew I wasn't going to like anything else. I've tried it, and I just gave in just to make them feel better. I didn't eat it. You know, I tried it, and I was like, I knew I wasn't going to like it. I like this. Maybe a couple of those sweet plantains. They're very sweet, decadent. I don't even like the beans. I just like this. And they just didn't have it. Because this is a dish that takes a very long time to cook and make it right. So I'm happy I gave it a try. Oh, and what happened was they went out of business. And their place was pristine. I mean, so beautiful. And a little place down the street, and whoever bought it next, it just went down the tubes. It just wasn't the same. But they didn't know how to run a business on the back end. But they knew what they were doing in the front end. And if they had somebody who knew what they were doing in the back end, you know, the money, the books, paying the bills, I bet you they'd still be there because someone like me would be eating there all the time. It's a great location, right down the street, and it was so clean. I'll say 6 months went by, then a year. I went in there a few times to pick up Uber or Grubhub for someone. Not the same. Not at all. The aroma wasn't even in the air. Different people, and they spoke less English. So, that's the story. This was worth it. I am going to give my review. I'm not sure how I'm going to review this. It's going to be tough. It's time to rate. the Dixon Deli. How was your experience? I'm going to give it 4 stars. Have you shopped in the store before? No. Did you buy anything else? No. Would you consider buying again from the same store again? Have mixed feelings. I'm going to say yes. What did I enjoy the most? I'm going to say friendly staff. The man was so great. And in here, all right, what was in your surprise bag? Stewed beef, rice, chicken, wings, and meatballs. I believe that's what I got. Oh, and potato salad, but I'll do that. The service was superb. And the service was superb. And the food, delicious. Store could be cleaned and upgraded a little bit, because that's what bothered me. It was just dated. It was an old pizzeria that turned into this type of place, and it could just use a good scrubbing. I mean, it wasn't a bad business. They had a lot of people in there, and the man was superb. He really was. He was great. And the food was delicious. Next. Thank you.